Right, so it's supposed to be van week in life this week. I'm just doing a highlights video this week because I haven't been out in a van this past week. The van was booked in the garage Monday for its like 75,000 mile service, but it was only just over 74 when I actually took it in. And I didn't get the van back. I had some issues. The van had some work it needed doing, some which I kind of expected and some that I didn't. It was all done under warranty, but I didn't get the van back until, well, they called me about 20 to 11 on the Friday, so I wouldn't have got there to pick it up by midday, so it's not worth starting, is it? So I went and picked the van up later on that afternoon, had the Friday off. So yeah, the van went in, like I say, for its service, it being potentially its last main dealer service as well. There's a few things on a van I mentioned to them. So the electric window switch for the driver's side window is really temperamental. You know, normally it just takes a light press, doesn't it, and it goes up and down. But going up is fine, but going down you have to really, push it, and it'll work most of the time. Sometimes it's fine, but it's like that. And so that needed replacing. The steering wheel, I should have took a photo. They shouldn't have got the van like this, really. They should have picked it up before it left the factory, and then it should have been picked up by the dealer in their pre-delivery inspection, PDI, on the van. But obviously got through them checks before you get the van. The steering wheel on the bottom spoke, so this is a 3-spoke steering wheel. The bottom spoke sort of, I'll do a little video, I'll show you on a little video. So this is a new steering wheel, so I can't show you the fault, but on this bottom spoke down here, there was like a void underneath this. This is like a covering on, like a sponge underneath of it. It's just like a cheap steering wheel, really. That's only a basic van. So you could kind of like poke this little covering underneath there, and it was the same in a few places along here. And it started to peel off here. So like it was down to like sponge, and there's like indents in the steering wheel here. So that was the fault with it. Yeah, so I mentioned that to them. So the steering wheels were placed under warranty. The window switch is on back order apparently, so they're going to call me when they get it, and then I can just pop in and get it. They said that's a while await job, which is good because I've had enough of losing the van for losing days work. And the only other thing was, it was quite a major thing, was I had a really noisy whine from the front of the van, which I pretty much knew was a wheel bearing. These types of vans, so mine's a Nissan NV400, it's obviously a Renault Master in disguise, just rebadged. Where I used to work, we had a few of these vans, and we used to do the maintenance on them, and quite often most of the vans we did with front wheel bearings on, because they just used to wear out, and it's a bit of a weak point on this van. So this model of van they've been making since 2013 pretty much. So I kind of knew it was a wheel bearing. I did wonder, are they going to say that's kind of like wear? But no, they did it under warranty, so that didn't have to pay for it, so that got done. And then when they came back to me, they also said both turbo pipes, so the pipe taking air from the air filter box to the turbo, and then from the turbo to the intercooler, both of them had faulty joints where they join onto the turbo and stuff. Both needed replacing, so they were replaced under warranty, so quite a lot of warranty work this time. And if you remember, regular viewers remember, I had one of these pipes replaced before, the one from the turbo to the intercooler. They said oil was leaking from them, and Euro's going to get a bit of oil getting through into the intake system, like bypass from the turbo, and all the recirculation and breather system. It's kind of like draws in oil mist from the engine. But there is a question about how much oil there should be there. Anyway, I thought before it was excessive. I also thought in the past the van was using too much oil, but since I changed the oil myself about 12,000 miles ago, I've not had to put any oil in it. And the message comes up on a dash to say low oil, top up oil when it's lost about half a litre. So I didn't lose half a litre in that 12,000 miles. So I don't think the oil consumption isn't an issue like I thought it was at one point. So anyway, yeah, I said to them, just if you can get the wheel bearing done Tuesday, that's what I should have said to them. I should have said, just focus on getting the wheel bearing done and order the other stuff in, and I can book it in and come in and get it fitted another day. But I'd rather have done that. But I just said to them, try and get it done Tuesday. And I said, oh, we probably won't get it done Tuesday, but it'll be done Wednesday. So I went Tuesday and Wednesday and did Amazon in my car. I rang them up because I hadn't heard from them like mid-afternoon on the Wednesday, and they said, oh, very sorry, it's not going to be done today, still waiting on a part for the bearing, which said he'd had 48 hours in. So to say you can't get a bearing within 48 hours, which is a common issue, this is a common part that, surprised they didn't have one in stock, and it doesn't take them that long to get it in. That was Wednesday, so I thought I'd get back Thursday. They rang me Thursday, sort of mid-afternoon. I was so annoyed that Thursday. They said, oh, it's on the ramp now. We've had the part, it's on the ramp, but the technician says he's not going to finish it by the end of today. So it's going to be tomorrow. So Thursday was so Friday, that's why Friday was a write-off, but they did call me sort of mid-afternoon, I say 20 to 11, and say it's ready for collection. So I collected it on Friday. Everything's done by that switch, which I need to go in. I just go in on a Monday morning, book myself in for a while you wait appointment, and it might take an hour, so I should be on the run by normal time anyway, because I'm slack on a Monday morning. Just get me out of bed earlier. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention I bought this van new. I haven't been keeping track of how many days in total I've lost through stuff getting rectified issues. So I had the NOx sensor in the exhaust replaced. That was at a different dealership, and then when I tried to book it in there again, they said no, your van's too big. So that's why I started taking it to this other one, Brierley Hill, Stourbridge Way. So they're one of the only Nissan dealers, if not the only one in the Black Country, well, not the West Midlands, Black Country for sure, that I've got a ramp that can take this van, long wheelbase L3H2 NV400. So that's something to bear in mind if you buy a Nissan. Don't just think you can take it to any dealership. There's only a few. It was a lot less than you think, depending on how many dealerships there are where you live. So if you lived in the sticks, if I was still in North Wales, there might be like one dealership in North Wales, and if that dealership couldn't do my van because it didn't have the right ramp, because Nissan mainly do cars, don't they, that'll be a major issue. So anyway, lost lots of times this day. So it's had that NOx sensor. It's been in twice after that for ECU updates to sort out an anti-pollution system problem. Warning I kept getting on the dash. It's been in again for a coolant temperature sensor. Been in for the first round of having a intercooler pipe replaced, turbo to intercooler, and then it went in this time, and then I was obviously in for the service anyway on a Monday, but then I lost the rest of the week, 4 days, sort of them sorting out these issues I've gone through. So there's a lot of days I've missed, and that's a new van. So there's no guarantees, even if you buy a new van and you service it properly, and I've done, extra oil changes between the official ones myself with, top-notch oil, which is the Renault, Renault using the Master, and, genuine filter, still having issues, and then when you're dealing with garages, they just, there's always delays, and what annoys me is that they're just blatantly lying. I didn't lose it on Thursday, but I told them I was very disappointed with the service I've been getting on this occasion and in previous occasions. But all they care about is part of a big national chain, Westway and Nissan, which I think, they've got loads of Nissan dealerships all around the country. I used to work at a dealership, a Peugeot dealership, and it was family owned. So it was two brothers. This father had set it up. It was two brothers. There was two different garages, part of the same dealer, same mark. You know, it was Peugeot, and each brother ran one of the sites, kind of thing. And it's kind of like, you know, the owner works there and really bothered about, you know, the reputation, a genuine reputation. Whereas these big ones, I think now it's gone the way of dealerships. You've got big national chains, and everyone at the site you go to, there's no owners there, they're just staff. So in some ways they're never going to care the same, and the way they manage that is they just have, you know, feedback, and they'll ask you to do surveys and stuff about, you know, the thing. That's the only really way to kind of like voice your concern or your displeasure. So I should have done before, give them some bad reviews. I just ignored the reviews. I think I got it this time, but, you know, just a bit disappointed when I went to pick the van up. The guy was there, was like really a bit over the top with, you know, oh, how are you, and blah blah blah. And I think because obviously knew I was happy and probably scared of getting a bad review. So yeah, even with a new van, it's no guarantee of, you know, a lack of downtime from van issues, and, you know, main dealer, and if you're paying them, you know, the high rate for servicing and stuff, yeah, don't expect to get sort of quick turnarounds on work, I'd say. That's what I've learned. So in some ways you're better off buying a good quality, good condition van that's been serviced well, I reckon, you know, but out of the manufacturer's service schedule or allowance, and just get to know a really good local garage, I would say. And then, or if you can do bits yourself like I do it yourself. But yeah, at least get to know a really good local garage who can, you know, get stuff turned around pretty quick and keep you on the road. So yeah, that's it anyway this week. A bit about fuel prices. I'm not going to go into numbers, but they have come down. They came down last week, and they've gone down again for the following week, next week, which is a non-vlog week. I might do another video about something I kept meaning to do. Yeah, so kind of like a week kind of never happened really in terms of earnings. And the previous week, because I knew the wheel bearing was an issue, I decided not to use this van. I decided, right, it's going in for servicing anyway, so I'll just do a bit of Amazon. This was last week, so the last 2 weeks I've just done kind of Amazon. Last week I did the max 24 hours. I've done 22 hours this week. So I'd say, you know, profit wise, the last 2 weeks just for Amazon I've done about 450, maybe 500, between 450 to 500 quid in 2 weeks. But obviously I've had a few days off to get stuff done, so just have time off. Quite nice. But still, I need to be earning better money than that, particularly considering how bad the first 6 weeks of the year were, earnings wise. So that's it, just a brief what happened this week. Not a week in life vlog. So plan for this week coming, I plan to do a full 5 days in the van, try and earn some better money, some decent money, just to make up for the last few weeks. Cheers for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Cheers.